Before I start today's show, I would like to take this time to welcome all of my new subscribers, and I would like to give a hearty thank you to all of my supporters. It is your donations that are helping me to create better and better content for you guys. With that out of the way, I have had a lot of requests from my audience to do a Gentoo install video. Word of warning though, this is boring command line stuff that we're going to be doing here. Now, I mean, even if Nixie Pixel were to do a video like this, I doubt it would get that many views. Maybe it would get a lot of views, but it's not the command line they're going to be looking at. And don't expect me to pull a publicity stunt like Linux for You and Me, Caddy over here did. He even dared me to do drag. Well, guess what? It ain't happening. Spatry and drag. That's a scary thought.
Hello! Let me tell you what, kids. Linux is sexy. And if you want to be sexy just like me, you better install Gentoo. Let me show you how. Some of you may be asking, where's Spatry? Well, he's a little tied up right now. Shut up, at least I gave you a cameo. Alright, let's get started here now. The first thing you need to do is point your web browser to gentoo.org, okay? And then, hit the downloads button. I'm doing x86 ISO, and then you want the latest minimal ISO install. And all the instructions for this stupid tutorial comes from the Linux x86 Quick Install Guide. Now, something to keep in mind, I'm going to go really fast, so if you get lost, pause the video. Alright, boot Gentoo, no frame buffer.
Do I have to talk like this? Once it's finished, boots, press the enter key. Alright. And then after that's done, loading. Alright, we're in live CD. We're going to type in a password. Alright, I just typed in 111 and it's saying it's a palindrome and blah, blah, blah. Now we're going to check for the internet. ifconfig. Okay, you can see I've got that going, so I'm going to ping C3 www.gentoo.org. Alright, internet is connected. I have a cable connected in. Okay, now I'm going to start partitioning the drive. ftix dev.sda. Alright, now I'm going to create the first partition. Okay, pressing M gives you a menu. Just follow along. This is going real fast, and I kind of wanted it to go that way.
I'm fast, honey. Hoo, yeah! Alright, and where am I at now?
Okay, at this point I'm setting the second drive to be a swap, and then I'm reserving the rest of the space for the rest of the entire file system. I pre-recorded all this because this took forever to do. Alright, next we're going to make file system. That's mkfs. Oh, first we're going to fdisk and check the drive status. Okay, everything is correct. We've got a boot drive, we've got a swap, and then we've got, okay, and then the next is make fsext2 dev.sda/sda1, not sda2 you saw on the screen. I made a boo-boo. Alright, and next we're going to make a swap, because it looks like we've got to the dev sda3. I'm going to make swap and then turn the swap on. All this is in the Gentoo Quick Start Guide, so if you miss something, it's all in there, with the exception of one or two things that you'll see later. Okay, now we're going to mount dev sda3 to mount/Gentoo. And then we're going to make a directory called mount/Gentoo/boot. And then we're going to link that to, we're going to mount that to dev sda1. mount Gentoo / boot. See, I told you. All right, and then we're going to change directory to mount / Gentoo. All right, I'm going to change the date. The date format is the month, day, hour, minute, and the year. Yeah, month, day, hour, minute, and then the year. Okay, now we're going to use the links browser to download Portage, and we're also going to download the latest Stage 3 Tarball. There's a problem with the quick installs asking you to use WebRSync, and it doesn't work. This is a known problem. It's being worked on, so you'll see here what I'm doing. So we're going to run links, and we're going to go to the mirrors. Okay, this is going fast. I'm going to Argonne National. I'm going into releases, into x86, current Stage 3, okay, and then the latest Tarball. I'm going to press save, press OK, and then download it. Once that is finished, you can press the back arrows on the keyboard and it will allow you to page back in links, as you'll see here in a moment. All right. Okay, now we're going to snapshots, and then we're going to grab the latest Portage snapshot.
So tell me, Caddy, do you think I'm sexy? I bet you didn't think I was going to do this, did you? I love you.
Not. Happy Halloween, y'all. All right, now we're going to tar XVJPF. This is going to, and then just start typing in stage and then tab, and then it'll finish typing up the rest of the Stage 3 Tarball. Once that's extracted, now we need to extract Portage. So tar XVJPF /mount / Gentoo / Portage, tab, and then tac C, capital C, /mount / Gentoo / user, USR. Press enter. And this takes forever to do.
Okay, now that that's finished, honeys, we're going to change directory to the root. CD / mount / T / proc / mount -T proc / mount / Gentoo / proc. Basically, we're starting to cheroot now. All right, mount --rbind / dev / mount / Gentoo / dev. Then we're doing sys. Mount --rbind / sys / mount / Gentoo / sys. Sissy. Okay, and then we're going to copy the resolve conf file from Etsy /resolve.conf over to our drive /mount / Gentoo / Etsy. And then next, we're going to cheroot /mount / Gentoo / bin / bash. Next, we're going to do an env update. There you go. That didn't take long. Okay, then we're going to run source /Etsy / profile. And then we are going to export PS1 equals, in quotes, and brackets, cheroot, $, capital PS1, end quote, and you will see now that we have a nice cheroot prompt. So we know we are in cheroot. All right, let's list /user /share /zone info. This is where you will go to get your time zone information. I happen to know where I am, so I'm just going to copy user /share /zone info capital A for America. Remember, case counts /new _ York. And I'm going to put that in /Etsy /local time. Gosh, this is boring, isn't it? Ain't I lovely? Right, and then we are going to select profile list. Now, I'm going to select the desktop profile
file just in case one of you guys asks me to put a desktop on this someday. So I believe this has all the use flags and everything that you need for the average desktop. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong there. Okay, next. We're going to CD Etsy, and then we're going to echo 127.0.0.1 Dyna at Studio. Basically, we're setting up some host names and that sort of thing. Okay, and basically setting up the network. All right, so we're setting up Dyna,
Which is me. Hi, I'm Dinah. And I'm in the studio.
and so just follow along here. And of course, if you get lost, it is in the documentation. It's in the Quick Start page. The link is in the show notes.
The link is in the show notes. The link is in the show notes. The link is in the show notes. Everything you need is in the show notes, okay?
So just follow what you see on the screen here. Okay, and then by running hostname tag F, it tells you
Right where I'm at. Dinah at Studio. Right where you're supposed to be. Ha!
Okay, now we are going to emerge Gentoo sources. This downloads the kernel. Okay, and this takes a long time, kids. Then we are going to emerge GenKernel. And if you thought that takes long, well, emerging that doesn't take long. It's the next one, GenKernel all. That takes forever and a day. But if you don't do it, for some reason Grub2 doesn't like it if you don't. So, believe me, I know from personal experience on that one. Ugh, that was a nightmare. Okay, now we're going to do fstab. All right, and we're going to change dev boot to dev/sda1, dev root to dev/sda3. ext4 is the file system that I chose. And then dev/swap is dev/sda2. Exit and save it. You all, and if you don't know how to use Nano, you should be installing Gentoo, honey. Okay, now I'm going to run ifconfig. Okay, and my Ethernet card is ENP0S3. So now I'm going to start configuring the network some more. Okay, so I'm cd to init.d. Now I'm going to issue this list of commands. These commands are in the quick start, so be sure to check it out. Okay, but basically, link /s, not low, net.enpos3, cd .confd. Okay, and then we're going to echo some stuff into the config files. I don't know what it is, but it seems like lately Linux distributions, instead of showing things as ETH0 like they're supposed to, now they're showing them with this wonky language. What is this ENP0S3 crap? Huh? Trying to confuse me. I guess it must be a system D thing on my host, huh? Yeah, Manjaro uses system D. Oh my goodness, I actually said it right. Okay. So basically echo config enpos3 equals quote 192.168. I'm confused. All I just did was just monkey see, monkey do. Just copy the stuff and put it in there. But you want internet, don't you? You're gonna have to do it. Gosh, I'm a slow typer.
Echo hostname equals Dyna. Why do I have to keep repeating this step all the time? I just don't get it. Into hostname, yeah. RC update add net.enp0s3 default. Okay, and then it added it. Pardon the thing swishing out and that sort of thing. That way I can be on the screen and you can still read everything. Well, I hope you can read everything, and if you can't, get high def, huh? I bet this makeup's gonna take a month to wash off. Oh. I don't want to be caught dead anywhere in town, dressed like this. Okay, now we're going to RC update add 6log.ng default. RC update add Vixie cron. Oh, that's because we merged them first. Missed that part. Haha. Emerge D, CHPCD. Yep. Some parts are faster than others. Okay, CD boot. Let's. Okay, I see I got some kernels in there, so let's merge grub. The reason I did a check there is because if you do not have any kernels in there, you're going to have to go back to the beginning of the process of configuring your kernels, because grub 2 isn't going to find them, and then you're going to have a system that isn't going to boot. So, make sure you got some kernels in there, okay? Alright, and then grub 2 install, no floppy, dev SDA. Install finished, no error reported. Grub 2 make config -o boot /grub/config. You know, the first time I tried this out, it didn't work. I got lucky this time. What can I say? Okay, now we're just going to unmount all our file systems and reboot. So that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, we're booting in, and we are into our system now. Okay, and then we're going to log in as root and then put in the password. Okay, we're going to put in user add dash lowercase m, big case G, users, comma, wheel, comma, audio, comma, CD-ROM, comma, USB, comma, video, comma, portage, comma, cron, dash s, /bin, /dash, dyna. Now this is where I got dumb. I didn't assign myself a password. So when I try and log in here, it's going to go, read between the lines. So, you got to log in, create a password, and then yay, you're installed. Okay? Now, you're going to have to read the book, determine what to do next, because I'm out of here, honey.
At the end of the day, this took a long time for me to figure out. The Gentoo documentation is confusing at best. I mean, I was jumping back and forth between pages and pages and pages, and I was just getting confused. So I decided to take a look at some videos on YouTube, and then I ended up going back to the quick install guide, and then I kind of had a, mix and match tutorials and that sort of thing, jumping from the quick install guide, then I had to go over to the grub guide and that sort of thing. And really, I don't think it is worth all that trouble just to have a little bit of speed. But the advantage of using Gentoo is, for those of you out there, you power users that want to have complete control of your system. Me, personally, I don't have the patience to compile everything from source. I think I'll stick with Manjaro Linux myself. Personally, I hope I never have to see Gentoo again, unless, of course, I get enough people to request me to put a desktop on top of this thing. So I will hold on to the image. Who knows? Maybe I will build X server and a desktop, but I don't know. There's got to be enough demand for that. Well, I'm out of here. Ciao.
No, especially in Prague. No, no, no. Oh, thank God that was a dream. Oh, what is this?